I know you guys are hyped to see the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, so we prepared a complete recap just for you. Let's get into it. The season begins by introducing Yuji Itadori, a physically OP high school student whose dying grandpa tells him to use his strength to help others. Megumi Fushiguro, a student from TMMTC, is tasked with finding a cursed finger belonging to Sukuna, a powerful curse. Megumi tracks Yuji down as curses attack Yuji's friends. Megumi fights and is overwhelmed, forcing Yuji to eat the finger and save everyone. He is possessed by the murderous Sukuna but manages to suppress him. Megumi's teacher, Satoru Gojo, arrives and subdues Sukuna. Gojo knocks him out, but Megumi wants to spare Yuji. Gojo explains that the Jujutsu elders want Yuji executed, but he was able to convince them to let Yuji swallow all of Sukuna's remaining fingers so that Sukuna would be killed along with him. Yuji agrees to be the vessel, eats another finger, and is brought to Tokyo Tech for training. Nobara Kugisaki joins the squad and Gojo brings them to a site occupied by curses as a field test. A little boy is held hostage and Nobara surrenders in an attempt to save him. Yuji rescues her and she finishes off the curse. A month later, the squad is sent to exorcise a cursed womb at a detention center. The assistant director puts up a veil to conceal them from ordinary citizens while they investigate. The trio sees that the prison has changed into an infinite chaotic wasteland and the inmates have been murdered. Yuji's hand is torn off by a special grade, so he decides to unleash Sukuna once Megumi rescues Nobara. After the two escape, Sukuna takes over and regenerates Yuji's limbs before easily defeating the special grade, taking one of Sukuna's fingers that was powering it. Sukuna holds Yuji hostage by ripping his heart out so that if they switch back, Yuji would die. Megumi fights Sukuna but is overpowered. Yuji emerges but dies from blood loss. While in mourning, Megumi and Nobara meet second years Maki, Toge, and Panda, who tell them about the Kyoto Sister School exchange event. Meanwhile, cursed spirits Dagon, Jogo, and Hanami meet with Geto, a human, plotting to trap Gojo and get Yuji on their side. While his body is examined, Yuji wakes up in Sukuna's domain. Megumi and Nobara train with the second years to get ready for the tournament. In exchange for his heart, Sukuna tricks Yuji into making a deal that allows him to take over at any time. Yuji awakens and Gojo holds off on reporting the resuscitation. He begins training Yuji to manage his cursed energy. Geto tells Jogo to kill Gojo, and he is ambushed on the road. Jogo fails to kill Gojo, who picks up Yuji mid-fight and warps back in seconds to teach Yuji about domain expansions. Gojo's domain expansion destroys Jogo's, trapping him in infinity before decapitating him. Hanami then rescues Jogo before he can be questioned. The cursed spirits meet up, with the newly born Mahito among them. Nobara and Megumi meet the Kyoto students they will be competing against. Second year Mai, Maki's twin sister, and third year Todo. Todo folds Megumi and Maki reveals that she cannot use cursed energy. Gojo accuses Kyoto's principal of sending the first years to their deaths against the cursed womb. A month later, Mahito kills 3 high school bullies at a movie theater. He is confronted by Junpei, who can see him and wants to be taught to use cursed energy. Yuji and Nanami investigate and encounter 2 cursed spirits. During the fight, Yuji reveals his curse technique, which amplifies his power. Nanami deduces that the curses they're fighting are actually transfigured humans. Nanami sends Yuji to investigate Junpei, while he goes to Mahito. Junpei is about to kill his teacher when Yuji interrupts. Nanami confronts Mahito in the sewers. During their battle, Nanami realizes that the transfigured humans Mahito makes are actually still alive, self-aware and suffering. Nanami's work hours hit overtime, and he begins to use his full power to fight. Nanami emerges victorious, but leaves Mahito alive. Yuji bonds with Junpei over a shared love of movies. Junpei's mother is killed overnight when one of Sukuna's fingers, planted by Geto, attracts cursed spirits. Mahito convinces Junpei that one of his bullies did this, planning to lure in Yuji. Junpei tries to kill his bully and fights Yuji using a Shikigami that poisons whoever it touches. Yuji tries to convince Junpei to come to Jujutsu High, but Mahito appears and turns him into a disfigured monster. Junpei dies and Yuji rushes Mahito. His punches reach Mahito's body and soul, causing the cursed spirit to bleed. Mahito tries to transfigure Yuji's body, but is overpowered by Sukuna. Nanami and Yuji double-team Mahito, who releases his domain expansion and traps Nanami inside. Yuji breaks through the domain and Mahito accidentally touches Sukuna's soul a second time, who punishes him by leaving him gravely injured. Mahito escapes. Geto declares that they will ambush Tokyo Tech. The Kyoto class arrives for the event, and Yuji comes back from the dead. The first round of the event is a competition between the 2 schools. The Kyoto students, on orders of the Kyoto principal, plot to kill Yuji. Gojo reveals that he suspects a traitor is in Tokyo Tech's midst. The Kyoto students begin their ambush on Yuji, but Tokyo Tech splits them up to even the odds. Yuji finds himself fist-fighting Todo, who wishes to be friends. Megumi is attacked by Noritoshi, while Kasumi faces off against Maki. Yuji receives lessons from Todo about using cursed energy. Panda begins fighting Mekamaru, who reveals he's controlling the robot from afar. His true body is extremely ill, and is unable to function. Panda's gorilla personality emerges victorious in their battle. Maki incapacitates Kasumi, and Nobara fights Momo. But just as she's about to win, she is knocked out by Mai's revolver. Maki then faces off with her sister. As Mai tries to use her technique, Maki catches it with her bare hand, revealing that though she has no cursed energy, she has superhuman strength. Kasumi is eliminated after Toge calls her and commands her to sleep. Toge is then disturbed by Hanami. He flees and interrupts Megumi's battle, commanding them to run, but Hanami blocks them from the exit. A large barrier is placed over the area, which is only meant to stop Gojo from interfering. Hanami shrugs off everyone's attacks. Just as she is about to strangle Maki to death, Yuji and Todo jump in the fight, while Panda and Momo evacuate the wounded. Yuji then reveals the Black Flash technique he learned from Todo. Todo reveals his own technique, the ability to swap any two people or objects with cursed energy, and uses it in tandem with Yuji's Black Flash to beat up Hanami. Hanami prepares to unleash her own domain expansion, when Gojo dispels the veil over the battlefield. After bodying Juzo, another attacker, Gojo unleashes Hollow Purple at Hanami, destroying half the forest. Hanami manages to barely survive Gojo's attack. Mahito reveals the invasion was a ruse to draw Gojo's attention away from the high school, where he stole 6 fingers and 3 special grade cursed wombs. Geto alludes to his Shibuya plan on October 31st, warning that they must focus on sealing Gojo away. Gojo then continues the exchange event with a baseball game. After some time, the squad is sent out to investigate mysterious deaths connected to Megumi's middle school. At Yasuhachi Bridge, they discover the deaths were caused by a curse, which Megumi's stepsister, still in a coma, is a victim of. 2 new curses appear and draw Yuji and Nobara away from the battlefield, leaving Megumi to face off against a special grade. Under duress, he manages to unleash his domain expansion. After defeating the curse, Megumi obtains Sukuna's finger. Yuji and Nobara are infected by the Cursed Brothers' decay technique, which rots their bodies. Nobara turns the tables and kills them both, with Yuji. They find Megumi asleep with Sukuna's finger, which Yuji promptly eats. 2 days later, Gojo pays Meimei to investigate the traitor in the school. The season ends with Todo and Meimei recommending the Tokyo Tech students to be classified as grade 1 sorcerers. Now you guys are fully equipped to enjoy the second season. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll see you in the next one.